Health is life. Your health matters. You matter. Health begins in the spirit and the mind. Take time to love you. Live well. Be well.
Yeah, let's go.
Health matters to me.
Come on, get up, cause you tuned into the station for your morning motivation to get your education for your health and your spiritual needs.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, strong will to empower the people, to promote the peace, though. Positive attitudes, behavior, that's a lifelong dream goal.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, health matters and we're here to help you become a better you, to be the best you, the best version you can be.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, and it's time for this classic, fantastic food for your soul. Here's Jackie and Coach Patrick right here. Let's go.
Health matters to me.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jackie.
And Coach Patrick.
Welcome to Health Matters Live Podcast today, guys, where your health matters.
Yes, all day, every day. Listen, we want you to join us right here every Saturday at 9 a.m. as we bring you relevant information pertaining to your health and well-being. We'll have healthcare professionals and other professionals on the show to assist us in helping you to be the best you that you can be as it pertains to your health and well-being.
Guys, you already know what to do. Head over to Facebook and like Get Fit with Jackie Fitness and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Health Matters Jackie and Coach.
Make sure you do that. And when you're on with us, make sure you like, make sure you share, do all of those good social media things. Happy birthday to everybody that's celebrating a birthday this great month of July. So many. Our grandbaby, Aya, she's celebrating her birthday, the big 5 this month. So she'll be celebrating her birthday on the 11th.
This Thursday.
Yeah, this Thursday.
Thursday, yes.
Years old. They grow so fast, I tell you. And my nephew, Roderick, he's celebrating a birthday this month, big 60.
Yes.
So milestones
yes.
this month.
You right behind him, Coach.
I'm right behind him. Yep. He opened up the door. I'm going to walk right through it.
Yes, 60 years old.
Big 60. Loving it. Listen, and happy anniversary to everyone that's celebrating an anniversary in this great month of July. Keep building family, keep burning the fire, keep the fire burning, and keep becoming one as God has created us to become. Happy anniversary and happy birthday to everybody that's doing those things in this great month of July.
Yay!
We got some anniversaries though. Delisha and Amy.
Yes, our pastor.
First lady. Yeah.
Yes.
Donna and
Donna and Dunmore Wesley.
Yeah.
Yes. They are celebrating their anniversary
So
as
happy
well.
Anniversary.
Yes.
Anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Enjoy. So we're going to acknowledge our sponsors, partner, friend, Aiken Chiropractic, Dr. Dan. When your spine is aligned, your body is too. Aiken Chiropractic is located at 425 Lawrence Street, Northwest, right there in Aiken, South Carolina. Their number is 803-641-9191, and the website is www.aikenchiropractic.com. To be a sponsor, partner, or friend of this broadcast, you can call 706-592-8862. We would love for you to help us to do what we do, not only on this show on a weekly basis, but what we do in the community to bring all different type of chronic disease prevention and management classes into the community for free of charge.
Absolutely.
And when you help us sponsor and be our friend and partner, you help us to do that.
Yes, we do. And guys, we once a month we bring on healthcare professional, and every second Saturday we have our very own great Dr. Dan here. And we're here, guys. We're in the summertime, and it's a great opportunity to get up and get out and move and travel and participate in all the activities, swimming. But guys, we have record numbers, high heat, humidity.
Yes, we do.
So we got to be very careful. So we're going to bring on no other than Dr. Dan Joliet from Aiken Chiropractic. He's going to be talking about that this morning, guys.
Yeah,
Summertime and that warm weather. Good evening. Good morning, Dr. Dan. How are you?
I'm doing good. I mean, I'm hot. This is some seriously oppressive heat we got coming in here.
Right.
And I don't know. Every July and August is pretty bad, but I don't know. This July just seems really hot to me. I don't know why.
Right.
My parents came for a visit last July, and I took them everywhere, and it didn't seem this bad. but this just seems like over 100 all the time. It's just woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
it's a tough one, and we gotta get through it. We gotta get through all
Yes,
this stuff.
sir.
I think we seen it
So,
coming though, because May and June was hotter than it usually is. So
Right.
yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
yeah. So, I thought we'd talk about what people can do during the summer and stay healthy, stay fit, and, exercise. And I think a lot of that, when it's this hot, includes water. Water
Yeah.
activities are really good. So, it can be fun. It could be really, really good for us. And we need to, talk about, what they can do and what are the benefits of, using water as a medium to exercise in. So, we do it too. Me and my wife, we go out and do things, and I'll mention it as I go along. But water activities are, offer numerous health benefits, and it's for people, everybody, all ages, all fitness levels. So you can be going in the water in the lakes, or you can have a pool. So whichever you go to, there's certain health benefits you can have, and I think it's good for everybody. So some of the things that is really useful when you do water-based activities. Water-based activities are really the low-impact exercises. Things like swimming or water aerobics, or aqua jogging, they call it. These are all forms of low-impact exercises. So they are really ideal for anybody. They're especially ideal for individuals that have maybe some joint pain or some kind of arthritic conditions, or maybe they're recovering from some injury, because when you're in the water, it feels like weightless, and it's just easier without hurting yourself. So the buoyancy of the water reduces stress in your joints, and it provides an effective workout. So I live in Aiken, and we do a lot of things. For a long time, we used to be members of the YMCA over in Granville, and they offer classes. They have 4 different pools over there, and that's included with the membership, which I thought was good. And they offer this water aerobic classes for even senior citizens. I've seen them do it. I wasn't participating in them, but I've seen them do it, and that's awesome.
It
So
is very awesome.
very, very good that they do that, So definitely check into that and see how much, the membership is now. I don't know. But my wife and I like to go to the lake, We go to Lake Thurmond, used to be called Clark's Hill, or depends who you talk to, they still call it Clark's Hill. But it's a beautiful lake, and if you haven't been there in a while, maybe go take a quick drive there. It's not far from Augusta or Aiken. And there is, a lot of little beach areas from Georgia and South Carolina side. And there is a fee, but it's not a big fee. So, you can also get a annual pass, which is what we did. So we did the Wildwood Park on the Georgia side. I don't know if you guys ever been to Wildwood Park there.
Yeah,
But
I'm familiar with it. Mhm.
yeah, it's beautiful, very nicely done. And last time we went there just recently, it was only $3 for a day per car. So it's very reasonable. And I think it's like $30 or something like that a year for a yearly pass. So if you go at least 10 times, that pays for itself. So it's very, very nice. So it's it's gated, it's nicely kept, it's clean, it's organized. I even see police officers patrolling it. There are boat launches there, but there's also some beach areas, and we bring kayaks. My wife and I like to go kayaking, so we bring our kayaks there.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
if you go there, and there's also restrooms there, so there's stuff to do. There's also some stuff for rent, like jet skis and some boats and stuff like that, maybe pedal boards and stuff like that. But we have our own. So we go all the way to the end, and as the road dead ends, it's actually paved. They just paved it, recently. Used to be like a little dirt road. Now it's actually paved, and you go all the way to the end of that road, and you can park anywhere. It's all in the shade. There are trees everywhere, so it's in the shade. And then we get our kayaks, and it's literally 5 seconds from where you park to the water, and the water's nice. I mean, you gotta watch for the lake. Sometimes they have mud in the water, but this one has kind of sand, and so you can put a kayaks in there, and it's sandy over there. I don't know if that was natural or did I actually put sand, but it's sandy. And so we go in the water there. Although it's actually good to wear those, water shoes just in case you don't step on something. But anyway, we do that. So we go in the kayaks, we go kayaking and go around this little area, and it's so pretty there. And then we found a little little area there where it's all sandy and kind of shallow, and we actually, row until there, pedal, and then we stop and we just kind of get out of the kayak and enjoy the water because it's all sand in the water and it's
Ooh,
kind of like waist deep or less, so you can just sit there and enjoy the water. I mean, it's
that sounds
beautiful.
good.
So
Sounds good.
yeah, it's definitely nice, so exercise is good. So it brings me to the next point about water exercise that gives you cardiovascular fitness. So,
Mhm.
swimming or maybe other water-based activities like we do kayaking and pedaling, that's actually an excellent cardiovascular workout. These
Mm.
type of workouts will help strengthen your heart, improve the circulation, and it can lower the blood pressure, reduce the risk of chronic diseases like heart disease, which, as we all know, a lot of Americans, suffer, especially down in the southeast, and that would improve your health overall. So cardiovascular fitness is good. I love pedaling the kayak. It doesn't seem hard. There's no really strong stream or anything in the lake. The water's pretty, quiet. If you go like on Saturday or something, there might be a lot of people out there, so there might be a lot of boats, which causes some of the waves you gotta be careful with. But if you go during the week, it's pretty empty, and so
Yeah.
it's beautiful. And so we try to go certain times when there's not that many people out. So cardiovascular fitness is great. Another thing that this provides when I go pedaling, that gives you muscle strength and endurance. So water, when you're in the water, it offers resistance in all the directions. You go to the gym and you lift certain weights, they only are designed to offer resistance in that direction, but not
Mhm.
here or but you in the water, it's the same. Pressure is the same
Yeah,
everywhere. So
conference.
it's actually really good. Yeah, so your muscles have to work actually a little harder, all of them, than they would on land. Okay, so just walking through the water using a lot of muscle groups, so it's very healthy.
Mhm.
And so your water-based activities increase the engaging of the wide range of muscle groups. So it
Mhm.
includes your core muscles, your arms, legs, back. It really helps to strengthen your spine muscles, gives you some endurance, and gives you some good muscle tone. So it's excellent. I love kayaking. I mean, that pedaling thing, it just feels really good.
Mhm.
And sometimes my left shoulder hurts because work I do, it's a little physical, and I think I kind of injured it. But for some reason, when I'm pedaling, it actually feels good. Like maybe it's the motion like that because it's not
Right.
straight, it's kind of circular. It feels
Yeah.
great. Like my
Yeah.
wrist don't hurt, my shoulder feels good, and
That
I don't
blood
mind. I don't mind
circulating.
pedaling.
That
Yeah,
that blood
something. It's great.
And
And
yet
just
another
being.
good thing, Dr. Dan, about water sports and being in the water too is it actually takes lessen the risk of injury because you're not,
Yes,
not so much weight bearing on your
yes.
joint and things of that nature.
Yes, that's why we call it a low impact type exercise. Very, very
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
So excellent, So find activity that, like to do, and doesn't have to be kayaking, can be something else, but just going in the water and walking around there or something, it would be nice.
Yeah.
Another thing that when you're in the water, it helps you with is your flexibility and increases your range of motion. So the buoyancy and the resistance of water does allow for gentle stretching and increases your range of motion in your joints. So they promote flexibility and mobility of your joints, improving joint function and reducing your stiffness. So that's really good.
Very good.
Another
Yeah.
good thing when you're in the water, because kind of gives you the resistance everywhere, you kind of have to work a little harder just to move. It's weight management. So water exercises are effective for burning calories and promoting weight loss or weight maintenance.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
we talk about this all the time. So if you go to the water and be active and all that, that's great. But you got to watch your diet too. You can't just
Oh yeah, most
eat
definitely.
ton of food afterwards.
Absolutely. You're right.
Yeah.
Everything
Yes.
goes together. But the
Yes.
resistance of the water, increases the calories that your body burns, while the buoyancy reduces the impact on your joints and makes it really suitable for individuals that might be considered obese or have some morbidity issues. So even for them, it's good to go in the
Mhm.
water and do stuff.
Mhm.
Just
Most
gotta
definitely.
be maybe with somebody there, so in case something happens, they have help. So now, stress reduction. That's another one. Why do I like to go to Lake Thurmond and go kayaking? It just feels good. Like again in that little kayak, it just feels good to be out there and just. I don't need to rush anywhere. I just kind of enjoy looking at the water, looking at boats, looking at people, touching the water. It causes me stress reduction.
Yeah, good
Um,
environment.
you
Yeah,
know,
nice environment.
Yeah, I don't know. Humans love water. I mean, we're, living beings designed to be living on land, but we like water. And the reason why humans like water, they say, when you look at the studies, it's been shown to have a calming effect on the
Mhm.
mind and the body.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
it can reduce water-based activities, can reduce, stress, anxiety, tension, and it promotes relaxation and overall well-being. So, just being in the water makes people happy.
Very good
So
points. Very
we
good.
go to the ocean too, we like to go there. It's a bit of a drive, so it can be done in a day, but you might want to stay in a hotel one night. So, from where I live in Aiken, the closest place to the beach will be Beaufort. I tried
Mhm.
all kinds of places. We spent a lot of time over the years in Myrtle Beach. We even owned some property there before. I don't anymore, but I used to. So we know Myrtle Beach really well, but that's a bit of a drive. And I'm getting older. I'm tired of that drive. So that's another reason. When you
I
start
feel you on that one, Dr.
Yeah.
Dan.
yeah,
I really do.
and it got busier. But honestly, I discovered Beaufort. I didn't really know Beaufort that well before, and it's a cool little town. From my place in Aiken to Beaufort is just a couple hours of driving, and it's all back roads. It's you don't go through any towns. It's all very comfortable, and anyway, so it's not a difficult drive. And then you get there. So the downtown Beaufort is really nice. It's on the waterfront. You walk around, and there's restaurants and shops and historical stuff to see. But
Okay.
then you go to the island, go to the hunting
Yes,
island, and
write that
that's
down.
awesome.
We have to check that
Yeah.
out. You and your wife always have some little secret
Oh
spots.
yeah.
So
There's
yeah.
a lot of stuff. So last couple of times we went to Beaufort, I keep finding new things. So I'm not trying to sound like a commercial for it, but it's a cool place. So you got a couple of forts over there that you can visit, and most people don't know about it. So one of them, there's actually interesting spot. It's actually kind of like going to Port Royal. So if you go downtown Beaufort, but you take 17 going towards Port Royal, you got to look it up on the map. It's right past the U.S. Naval Hospital. There's a U.S. Naval Hospital there, and
Hmm.
there's a little side street there past it, and it's literally, I think, the second left after you pass that, and there is a little fort there. Now, this fort was a British fort during colonial times, and British built it out of seashells and those oyster shells and stuff like that. That's called coquina rock. That's what that's called, coquina rock, and it's the only coquina rock structure actually left in South Carolina.
Hmm.
Another one of those coquina rock forts is actually in St. Augustine, Florida. So
Mhm.
nothing closer. You got to go all the way to Florida to see this. Like we got a little bit of a remnants of this fort here in Beaufort. So
And
it's
Booth.
not a full fort. It's just like a foundation that's left because it's old.
Yeah.
But it's cool. And we go there, we look around. It's really nice grounds, and there's also all kinds of history there. So one of the cool things around that fort, there is what I call the Emancipation Oak. There's some really big oak trees, and one of them is called Emancipation Oak because after the Civil War ended,
Mhm.
and they brought freedom, to people that were enslaved. They
Mhm.
had a meeting there, and they actually had thousands of people. I think it was like 5,000 people or something. They met there at this area underneath this oak tree, and they read the
Emancipation.
yes, Emancipation Proclamation and all that. They read that publicly, and they had a big party. They had like food. They had like roasted some pigs, and had drinks and stuff. And then they actually had people join the military, and that was, I think, one of the first, if not the first, African American regiment from South Carolina that was formed there. How
Mm.
cool is that? I mean, there's
Yeah, it's a
history.
lot of history. I have to check
So
it out. Huh.
yeah, so you can go to this little fort and there's signs there and they talk about all this, stuff that happened. I mean, I don't have time to go into the details here, but there are a couple of forts in Beaufort area. One is American fort that was used during the Spanish-American War, which is a little bit newer, but there are ruins and there's some stuff you can walk through. It's pretty neat, and it's on the water. And the other fort is this one. There was an all British fort with a coquina rock. So there's some cool stuff. And then of
Interesting.
course the downtown. And we found a new museum. They opened up. It's a National Park Service museum right downtown, and it is called Restoration Time. Museum. So really, it focuses on what happened there after the Civil War ended, and how they restored everything and rebuilt stuff, and how they integrated, all the people in one nation and everything. So it's really neat, and it's free. And
Awesome.
what's really neat about it, if you go there, it's just a building, but the National Park Rangers will give you a tour. They go from that building to downtown Beaufort, and they stop along the way, and they narrate. They tell you what happened during that period and how they changed the culture of the city and the state as a whole. I mean, really some cool events happen there, and that tour is free, and
No.
they usually last an hour. So you go to Beaufort, you want to do some of those tours to look at those mansions and stuff. They cost money. Okay, this
Mhm.
one's free. Can be free. Yeah, and it's a
Yeah.
really well done. I mean, the guy's very knowledgeable, and you can ask questions, and they'll explain it. So how cool is that? So I love stuff like that. But then you drive to Hunting Island, and you got a beautiful beach there.
Mhm.
That's a state park, so there's a little bit of a fee to get in. But again, I
Right.
don't mind. I don't mind paying those fees because they go
Oh,
to maintain
absolutely
those.
not.
Yeah,
You
they
know, we have
maintain those.
we have a
Mhm.
place called Fort Condy in
Yeah,
Mobile, Alabama, where the British stayed.
yeah.
Actually, Patrick grew up right across from the British Park. His
Mhm.
mother
Yes.
is in his their home at in Mobile is a
Hmm.
historic. They have the big seal on it, so they it's part of history.
Yeah, a
So
lot of
they can't
history
Yeah.
down there.
down there too as well. So I totally would love to go visit that, Dr. Dan. Thanks
Yeah.
for the information. Yes,
So you go to
Yeah.
Beaufort, you get a lot of water activity in, and you get
Yeah.
a lot of history in.
that's good. That's
History,
good.
all of that stuff, and
Exercise your brain.
just knows your brain. Well,
Wow.
to let you know that fort the British made by the Emancipation Oak, that's called Fort Frederick Heritage
I've heard
Preserve.
of that.
That's free, and then you can see this Emancipation Oak. Now you can go to this tree because it's in the U.S. Naval Hospital grounds. There's a fence there, so you can see it, but you can't go any closer because there's a fence that belongs to the military. But you can see it. I mean, and then you can see the remnants of the fort, and it's really beautiful. I mean, that's really neat. That's a cool part of history people don't know. But then you can drive a little bit and go to the other side, and there is something called Fort Fremont. Fort Fremont, and that
Mhm.
was the American fort that was used during Spanish-American War. So that was like 1800s or something. Anyway, they were afraid that Spanish will come and bombard the bay there, and so they built this fort with cannons. And they were never really used. I mean, there was never a battle there, but they were ready for it in case happened. So anyway, all the emplacements are there, like the building is there, the cannons are gone, but the buildings are there. And you can walk in. I mean, you can walk in one corridor and go through it inside and come out the other end. So it would be good to have like a little flashlight. There is no lights inside, and I just use my flashlight
Cell
on my
phone.
phone, cell phone. So that's two forts right there that most people don't know. There's some other stuff too. However, don't forget, nearby is a Paris Island, and Paris Island is where Marines train. And just so you know, you can go in there. It's not just for military. Anybody can go in because they have a Marine museum there. And
Mhm.
so, there's a Paris Island Museum and all that, and that's open to the public. So all you got to do is go to the entrance to the Marine base, and you tell the soldier there you want to go visit, and you got to have your driver's license, insurance, and registration, just like if the police officer stops you, and they will check you. I guess they check you in the computer and make sure you're not some kind of a terrorist or something.
Yeah.
and then you can go in. They give you a day pass, so it's all free too. That is really cool. So there's a lot to see there. Plus, you
Yeah.
get to go to the water.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think that's pretty awesome. And so there we got the lake over here. We got the ocean that's not too far. Of course, there's Tybee Island as well by Savannah. That's a little bit further. So I don't go as often because it's a little bit more of a drive for me, but it is
Mhm.
nice.
How close is that
Then,
to Hilton Head?
so from Beaufort, you can be in Hilton Head in about 40 minutes drive.
Okay.
It's not far. You're just going to run into some traffic with all the traffic lights and all that.
Right.
And then also from Hilton Head to Savannah, it will be about the same, like 40 minutes or so.
Mhm.
They build up a little bit around there, so there'll be some traffic lights, but it's
Right,
very,
right.
very nice. I mean, and Hilton has that free beach. It's called Coligny Beach.
Mhm.
Free parking, and they have facilities like restrooms, and then you just walk to the beach, and beach is free. As opposed to Myrtle Beach, because Myrtle Beach is now they have to pay for everything. Every beach entrance to Myrtle Beach, you have to pay for parking now. They started doing that like a year or so ago, which I think is terrible. So now all of a sudden, Hilton Head is less expensive than Myrtle
I
Beach.
know, right?
I don't know how that makes any sense, but that's what we're living. But yeah, so do those things. So I was gonna say another benefit of doing water type of activities besides the what I mentioned earlier is also it gives you improved balance and coordination
Mhm.
because water provides a little bit of a challenging environment for balance and coordination. It's pushing you around, so you always have to kind of fire off different muscle groups to stand upright. So,
Mhm.
Right.
activity like water aerobics or maybe aquatic yoga can actually help you improve balance, stability, proprioception, and that's also beneficial for the, senior people as well as, individuals who are maybe at risk of falling. Like a lot of people, when they get up in the age, one of the first senses we lose is a sense of balance. So that's a
Mm,
hard one. But
Yeah.
going to
yeah,
water, I
I
mean,
agree with that
it's
one.
easier. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
easier, and then of course, if you, I mean, you can't really fall; it's water, so you're not gonna hurt yourself. So it's good for that too.
Yeah,
Um,
we if I could just share with you real quick, Dr. Dan, we
mhm,
had one lady that she was in our one of our classes, our
mhm.
diabetes prevention classes, and she's an older lady and she loved the water and she lost a lot of weight just by doing water type of activities. Of course,
Yeah,
she had to change her diet, and when she did that, the weight really started falling off of her, and she really seen the benefits of
yeah,
the water
that's
exercise
right.
that she was doing. Yeah.
Well, it just depends what people like. If you want to exercise and stuff, that's something you should do regularly. Well, pick something you like. Don't force yourself. If you hate going to the gym and
Yeah.
you say, well, I want to go to the gym to lose weight, but I really hate it. Well, don't do the gym. There's other things you can do, and you got
Right.
to couple that with proper nutrition as well. And there you go. Like for instance, in the mornings, my wife and I like to ride bicycles. So it's very oppressively hot, but we went this morning and we got up at 6 a.m. Okay, and I have a couple of e-bikes. Those are those electric bicycles. I really like those, and so we put them on my rack on my truck, and we went to North Augusta Greenway. And so we rode around North Augusta. North Augusta Greenway is phenomenal. Okay, the road is super nice and smooth. It's paved, and it's all pretty much in the shade. And
Mhm.
Mm,
actually, because there used to be a railroad, and they removed it and paved it, and it's I forget how long, 7 miles or something one way.
mm,
Anyway, it's beautiful, and it's all pretty much in the shade with these beautiful tall trees, so it's actually cooler. And then it's actually almost like a little canyon, like the sides are up in some areas, you're down on the bottom, and you feel the difference in temperature. Actually,
Wow.
feels really nice. It was only like low 70s, but we were there in the morning, and it gets hot kind of early, but we were riding it at like from 7 a.m. or something, and
Mhm.
that or even earlier. And so if you want to do it, you just got to get early and
Gotta
do
get
it.
it in early.
That's
yes.
it. I mean, sunrise is around 6:20 or something, so you got plenty of time to get going. I love e-bikes. E-bikes is again another one of those good activities because it's a low impact and you can keep doing it. I mean, it's getting really, really popular, and a lot of people are having it. In Aiken, unfortunately, we do not have any greenway here. We are behind times. I keep hearing
Mhm.
people want it, but I don't run the city, so I'm not sure what they're thinking. But we should really have some kind of greenway. But North Augusta has a wonderful greenway, and it's very safe. And then Augusta, I go to Augusta as well. But part of the greenway in Augusta is not paved; it's a gravel. So
Mhm.
you have a bicycle that can do the gravel roads, and you have those little skinny tires on your bicycle, well, you're risking it. You might end up getting a puncture. I have those big, mine's are like 4-inch, wide tires, and
Yes.
they're meant for off-roads. And I have some suspension on this bike. I love it. So part of that greenway is in the shape, but part of it is not. So
Mhm.
if you do the Augusta one, you got to go early in the morning. But North Augusta is mostly in the shade, and it's all paved, and it's just beautiful. Then you
Awesome.
can end up by Hammond's Ferry developing, which is really nice, and
Mhm.
down by that river golf club and everything. That's really pretty. Then you turn around and go back. So, I see people taking advantage of that path as well. So
Mhm.
it just gotta be what you like. So in the water, we like, kayaking. I mean, that's nice. They say that's really a great way to explore water and gives you good upper body, workout. Plus, you kind of balance a little bit, so you gotta, shoot up some other core muscles as well.
Mhm.
It strengthens your arms, your shoulders, your core muscles, and allows you to enjoy the nature. So, why not do that? They're really inexpensive. Couple of things I want to mention. We actually have more than one kayak. We have a couple of plastic ones. Those are hard kayaks, and one for me, one for my wife. So we go to the lakes here. I do mine, she does hers, and we paddle. We got the ones you sit on top. So they're ones you can sit in, or the ones you kind of sit on top of it. Why did I get those? Well, I had the ones you sit in before, and they're nice. But the ones you sit on top, in case something goes wrong, like you flip over or whatever, they don't sink. Okay, they stay on. All you gotta do is get back on it. And if something happens with the one you sit inside, the kayak flips over, takes water in.
And you
You can't get it
inside.
back up. Yeah, it's stuck a little bit. You can't get it back up. So, but these are very nice. That's why when you go to like Myrtle Beach or anywhere on the beach, all the kayaks that they want to venture when you go in the ocean are these sit on top kayaks. So we have two of those. They're really nice.
Mhm.
We're not rushing. We're not racing anybody. We're just riding. And some people say those are not as fast as the other one. That might be true, but I'm not racing anybody. I'm just
It's
pedaling on
just
my own
fun.
pace.
It's fun out
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
enjoying the
Yeah.
water, enjoying the environment.
They're beautiful.
You ever
Uh,
been on the? You say you've been out there to the Thurman Lake area. You ever been
yeah.
on the military side, the Points West?
I have not. I mean, I don't have an entrance to the military, so I haven't been that far.
Okay.
Maybe I will in the future,
Yeah,
but
they
I
got a lot of
haven't.
nice stuff out there.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I don't know if I have an access to that because that's, I think, for active military people. But
No,
um, it,
it's for
it's
civilians also. Yeah,
okay. I'm
civilians
gonna
can
go
go
check
out
it out.
there. Yeah, retired military. They have cabins out there. You can even
Awesome.
spend a night out there. Yeah,
Might have to go and check it out. Might have to go check it out.
The
I mean,
cabins are
it's
really nice.
yeah, cabins.
Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful. All of that is just beautiful. The lake is huge and it's just really, really nice. I mean, I was also going to mention for people that don't have like a truck or something to carry these plastic kayaks, we just bought an inflatable one. And I've been researching that. And let me tell you, I love the inflatable one. I bought it because, my wife has an SUV. So we're not in my truck all the time. So we bought that one because it goes in the bag and you can put it in the trunk in any vehicle. Okay,
Okay.
and then I bought mine at it was like Academy Sports or something like that. It was one of those sporting stores. It wasn't Walmart, but I'm sure they sell everything and you can just order it and get it delivered. Amazon probably. Mine is like 12 foot long. It's for two people. Has two seats. And it's perfect for me and my wife because she's smaller than me. So she sits in the front, I sit in the back. And, I also went to Walmart and I got one of those electric inflator things. So
Mhm.
when we go and, put it in the lake somewhere, I don't blow it with, I use the electric one. It literally blows the stuff in like 10 seconds, you're done. I mean, it's so easy. And so you go in this, and this inflator one is very comfortable because everything you touch on it is a soft surface. Plastic kayak, might be a little bit uncomfortable because it's kind of hard, but this is all soft. It feels really nice. I'm
So,
really impressed with this.
so you're not concerned about it deflating when you get out there in that water?
Yeah, you can't deflate. They have really solid valves. I think they're called Boston valves. They're like specific kind of valves, so they don't deflate. They're really good. I mean, it depends how much money you spend and the quality of it is. The one we got is made by Pelican brand, and
Mhm.
it was about just under $300. So it wasn't like the cheapest one, but it
Okay.
is not the most expensive one either. But it's very, very nice. It's got extra like PVC layers on the bottom or something. It is very nice kayak. I was very impressed with that. So, anybody that doesn't have the, big vehicle for these plastic kayaks, look into the inflatable ones. I mean, they're easy to use. The little electric inflator was, I think, $25 at Walmart. I mean, nothing. And you don't have to even pump it. I mean, it's so easy. So anyway, the inflatable ones are great. And so we put this in the trunk. And just a couple of weekends ago, we went to the mountains and we went to Lake Hartwell up in upstate, and we put it in there, and it was gorgeous. And then we also did it at in North Carolina. There's a little town called Cashiers, and there's a really nice lake there called Lake Glenville. So we went there, and there was a beach on that. And it's all free, by the way, to park there. And the beach has sand, like a real white sand. So they must have put it, somehow with trucks or something. But it's a real beach, and you can just put this little inflatable kayak in the water and just go around there. That was really nice because it's not as hot as it is here. I think it was like low 80s when we were there, and so gorgeous. And the water was cooler, So travel somewhere, look up stuff, if you have the time. Go check out the mountains. Our mountains are gorgeous. I mean, so, that's what we do, So we like to go places a little bit and find some new areas, but so many lakes you can go visit. We haven't really kayaked in Lake Murray, but I mean, I go by Columbia a lot, and that lake looks gorgeous as well. I just haven't really done it. We just go to, Lake Thurmond because it's closer, but I'm sure Lake Murray has areas you can, put the kayak in the water and stuff like that. So very, very nice. I mean, all of that is just, just gorgeous. And I mean, I don't know. I just think it's just wonderful.
Well, that's a lot of fun. Like you say, you get out there in the water, you're in a good environment because you're outside. The water has that calming effect. One thing we have to keep in mind though, when we're doing things in the water, in the lakes and stuff, is safety. So make sure you wear your proper life vest, especially if you got your kids out there.
Right.
So here's some safety tips. I actually was going to mention that as well. Of course, safety is the most important. So a few things to consider. First of all, learn to swim. Okay, not everybody knows how to swim. And keep the vest on. We go kayaking. We do have we bought them in Walmart. It's just those life vests you put on. And what's neat about it, when we get to the little sandy portion, we get out of the kayak. We tie the kayak to the outside, and we go in the water. And that vest, when you get in the water, kind of helps you kind of levitate a little bit. So you're just sitting in the water and just chilling. The vests are good. We like the vest. So learn to swim and make sure you wear a vest. Supervise your children. Watch your children. It's ridiculous. People just drown all the time, and you just got to watch people and use those life vests. I mean, there's so many different vests out there. Check weather conditions. Like make sure it's safe to go out. Use sun protection. Don't get skin cancer, and we do that. So what I do, I'm not big on chemicals. I like to do things that are chemical free. So you can go to Walmart and buy those shirts. They're meant to be wet. They have a UV protection. It says on the shirt, it's like usually SPF factor 50, usually says on it. So I don't know what material that is, but I get the long sleeve ones because it protects your whole arm. The less exposure of your skin you have in the sun, the safer you are. So I put that shirt on, and I go in the water with that shirt on. It's okay. It's meant to be wet. The water goes through it. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. I don't know what kind of material that is, but it's not cotton, so it feels really good. Then I also buy a hat. I have a hat. My wife does as well. That has a whole rim around. So it's not a baseball hat. It's one of those that has a rim all around. And you put that on because it gives you shade for the whole face and your neck as well. Now, I even have those gator things, you put around your neck, and they're the same material as that shirt. So I'm literally covered. The only thing I don't have is, pants. They don't make pants out of that. I just have, swimsuit. And then for my legs, I do use the, the spray. And, I don't know if people really know what the SPF factor really means. But here's what that means. If you buy the SPF 30 sunscreen, what it means is if you end up normally burning in the sun after 10 minutes being in the sun, the SPF 30 sunscreen theoretically allows you to stay 30 times longer. So it will technically last like 300 minutes. But, that also assumes you apply correctly and you reapply. So, I like to get SPF factor 70 or higher, just to be on the safe side. They
Mm.
cost about the same. So I go to stores and it's either 70 or 100, and I apply there. The one we like is called Neutrogena, and Neutrogena feels good, it smells good, and they don't use some of the toxic chemicals the other ones
That's
use.
good.
So I just use it on my legs, and everything else I use the clothes, so I'm covered. Because those chemicals do get absorbed through your skin, and some of the chemicals they put in it actually can cause cancer. So you need to kind of watch that as well. Neutrogena seems better, best of all of those. So we use it for my legs, you know. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. Now, if you do use sunscreen, you do need to apply it and then wait a little bit until it kind of dries on you. If you
Mm.
apply it or apply it on your kids and you go in the water or they run in the water right away, that's going to wash away like you didn't even put it
Mm.
on. You
Mm.
have to stay for a little bit, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and let it kind of settle in, and then you go in the water. And if you go in the water for a while and you come out, you need to kind of dry and then reapply
Reapply.
again. You have to
Mm.
keep reapplying. It's going to wash away.
That's some
Now,
good
what
points you
people,
make, Mr. Dan.
I don't
Very,
think people
very good.
realize this also. The mostly you're gonna burn while you're in the water. When you're outside, you can be covered, have a umbrella or something. But when you're in the water, you don't feel it because it gives you some cooling effect and all that. But
Mhm.
yeah, you burn from the sun when you're in the water the most. So just keep that in mind. That's why I wear the clothing like that in the water, and they're meant to be worn in the water. So it's fine, you know, just like your swimsuit is meant to get wet, so does this shirt. It's kind of like similar material.
Mhm.
And they're cheap. I mean, I bought them at Walmart. It was like, I don't know, $20 or less. It wasn't expensive. So, you know, it's good to wear clothing versus chemicals, but do not take them off if you're going to be spending a lot of time in the water. You don't want to get skin cancer, you know, so that's really important.
I like that
Um,
point you bring about the chemicals because a lot of people don't pay attention to that. You
no,
know, they
Right.
just get it and they throw it on and they don't pay attention to the chemicals they're putting on their body.
yeah.
Yeah, because the skin is one of the biggest organism, and stuff absorbs into our skin. So
Yeah.
yes.
The skin is the largest, organ in the body. You know, that is the
Yes.
largest one, and so you know you want to protect your skin. You know,
Right.
another safety tip I would say you need to people need to know their limits. Okay, do you have like swimming? What are your swimming abilities? Like how far you want to go from the shore and all that stuff. How deep you want to go. What's your comfort level? You know, are you feeling tired? I mean, stuff like that. Please know your limits and don't overextend yourself. And make sure somebody's watching you when you're in the water. They actually call their buddy system. They say you should always swim or do some kind of water activities with somebody else or in some kind of a group because other people are there to watch you. And
Mhm.
sometimes we are not aware that we may get in trouble. Somebody else might have to assist us. So, you know, don't
Right.
go by yourself. You know,
Good
I had a
point.
patient years ago, and it really kind of hurt me. And I still think about this gentleman. He was in his, I don't know, 65, 67 range, and he was coming to me for several years. And he was a really nice patient. He retired. And I just adjusted him like that Friday. And then next week, I found out he died.
Mhm.
So he
Mhm.
got adjusted and went to the lake, the Clarksville, the Lake Thurmond, and
Mhm.
he went fishing. He had a little boat. And they found him drowned.
Yeah.
So this is what the facts were. He did not know how to swim. Okay.
Mm.
And he didn't wear a life vest. He didn't have a vest on. So
No, no.
they don't know what caused him to, he could have had he was in his upper 60s. Maybe he had a sunstroke, he was in the sun too long, dehydrated, and, fell in the water from the boat. He might have had like a heart attack or something and fell in the water. Or he could have simply lost his balance and fell in the water. There was nobody with him. He went by himself
Wow.
and nobody was there to help him. If there was somebody there, if he fell in the water, he didn't know how to swim. Maybe somebody could have, helped him out.
Right.
But he died, and I just feel like that's so preventable.
Mhm.
But we cannot be so comfortable. We need to watch out for those kind of simple things.
Yes.
Definitely.
And then
Have
of
fun
course,
and also be safe with it. Yeah.
yeah, of course, a big thing is avoid alcohol and drugs when you
Yeah.
go in the water. They do not
Absolutely.
mix.
Absolutely.
They do not mix.
Mhm.
Just had a patient in my office the other day, this week, and she was really sad. And her son-in-law died over the
Mm.
4th of July weekend in Florida. Her daughter was with him, and they had some kind of a airboat. They were in one of the lakes in Florida. They lived in Melbourne, Florida, so there was some kind of swampy lakes there. And he fell. He was drinking. He was drinking alcohol, and he lost his balance and fell from
Mhm.
the airboat in the water.
Mhm.
And people didn't notice he was missing because they're all sitting there on the boat and facing forward, and he falls in the back.
Mhm.
And when they realized he was gone, they went looking for him. They didn't find him. Okay,
Mhm.
he was gone. He might have drowned. I don't know. So they called the police and everything. The lake was closed for 2 or 3 days. And I just went on the news. I found it. I googled it, and yes, they found his dead body 2 days later.
Mhm.
He drowned. So they're doing an autopsy to see what happened. But yeah, she told me he was drinking,
Mhm.
and he might have just lost balance because of drinking. So do not drink or do drugs. Same thing as you do when you're driving a car. You shouldn't do that. Same thing with the water. You do not do that because impairs your judgment, coordination, your reaction time, and only increases your risk of accident and drowning. So it's not good to drink anyway, but you got to be careful.
Right.
And
Absolutely, Dr. Dan.
yeah, so those are the some safety things we need to watch out for and things of that nature. There is also you gotta be aware of there's any hazards in the water as well. I when I go to the visitor center at Lake Thurman up on the hill, and one time we were there talking to the person that worked there. I think they're volunteers over there, and the guy said. Oh, did you hear about the Volkswagen? Like, what Volkswagen? What are you talking about? Like, there's a Volkswagen, underneath the water there. Like, what?
Mm.
Oh, somebody crashed the car there? No, it is a huge, catfish. Some really
Okay.
big old catfish, and they
Mm.
say it's so big it's the size of Volkswagen.
Mm. Them
So
catfish get
I,
big
I
now.
guess
They get
I
big.
guess people saw these catfish. They can grow really big,
Yeah.
and lives there somewhere. The
Wow.
nickname is Volkswagen. It's
That's
that big of a fish.
Oh man.
I guess that can be a water hazard, right? I'm not swimming when there's a Volkswagen in the water. I'll tell you that.
Mm.
So
that's a
I avoid that.
Well,
But
Dr.
yeah,
Dan, we're getting close to that time.
yes,
And you brought up a lot of great points about it. I like how you brought up about the,
Mhm.
chemicals in the
Oh yeah,
sunshine lotion, and you started off talking about how the seniors have the opportunity to use the pools and things. Those things are so good because they don't have a lot of options, but they can get in the water and
yeah,
feel safer in the water with doing things.
yep,
So let's go ahead and wrap it up. And
yes.
anything else you want to cover, Doctor, then go ahead and hit those things.
Just enjoy the summer, have fun, be serious about it, drink plenty of water, and exercise and cover yourself from the sun. That's what I would say. That's what we do. Of course, take care of your body, take care of your spine, do regular, maintenance,
Mhm.
exercise, watch your diet, and enjoy. Hopefully, soon enough, it's not going to be so oppressively hot, but we still got, rest of July and August to get through.
That's what I said. We still got August. August is one of the hottest, so we
I
still
know
got
it
that
is.
going. And then we got hurricanes brewing, so we got to
Yeah, I know.
keep with that.
Well,
Yes, but
that's
we
where we live.
enjoy
We'll get
summer.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to head down to the Gulf Coast.
Ah,
So we got to
cool.
watch the weather before we go down that
Oh
way.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, so we enjoyed it. I just like
Yeah.
a student in the class. I always learn, so
And
you know
we
how I am. So I sit here and absorb and learn and say something when it hits me. But I enjoy learning from you. I continue to thank you. I'm grateful for your wealth of knowledge that you, share and you allow yourself to share on on the podcast. And a lot of our people are getting so blessed and so educated about their
Yeah,
health. So this is a good thing. So we thank you so much.
yeah, thank you
I
for dropping.
appreciate it. Yeah.
We're gonna check out Bruford. We got to go down there
Right, the hidden
and
gem.
check that out. Yeah, we know we'll have a good time. So you haven't failed us yet. But
Yeah.
listen, Dr. Dan, thank you so much for being with us on today. We really appreciate you coming in. As Jackie said,
Awesome.
listen, if you need your spine to be aligned so that your body can be aligned, get in touch with Dr. Dan at Aiken Chiropractic. Their number is 803-641-9191, and their website is www.aikenchiropractic.com. All right,
Awesome.
Dr. Dan.
All righty, guys. So, okay, Dr. Dan, you enjoy the rest your July. We'll see you in
Thank
August.
you.
And
Thank
we'll
you,
see how
everybody.
hot it is then.
I know. We'll
All
get
right.
through it.
All right, but take care. Tell the fam, hey.
I will.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right, that was good. A lot of good water stuff. I tell you, one thing about being out there in the water, you can, it's you just change your environment, and you
Yeah.
just enjoy the outdoors, the outside. I love being around the water. That's why I love to go to the beach.
I don't like. It's
I love it.
something about the bottom of it. I don't. It's just like you
I
know,
don't really have to get in it. I just love it. Listening to the
listening to.
sounds.
That's
of
what
it.
I like,
Yeah, and
but
just
not within
seeing.
the extreme heat.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the only thing
I'm
about
gonna
it.
make
So,
sure I got me an umbrella or something out there so I can get out
yeah,
of the heat.
yeah, some better. They got the little things that you can get now that covers,
Uh-huh.
and much as they rent them for, you can just buy your own and go out
And
there.
that's what I do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save everything.
No, but I'm
I
talking
can.
about the ones that you cover like a cabana. Yeah,
Okay.
you can buy those
Yeah,
now.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You can.
So I'm thinking about looking at buying one of those. I really am, because they rent them they want $50. Well, if I can pay $60 for one, why should I?
Yeah, you have it
Yeah,
yourself.
right.
Like it when you
Yeah.
go. So, guys, listen, it is summertime. Have you some fun out there. Last week, we talked about heat injuries. So, if you can go back and listen at that broadcast or that podcast, and you get some pointers on how to protect yourself from heat illnesses or heat related injuries. And Dr. Dan talked about water, just having fun in the water, fun in the environment that comes with, being in the area where you have water available. So, get out, have fun. It is summertime. Enjoy yourself. You got something, Jack?
Yes, and do something different. Try to do something different. I know we usually do I have the family reunion. We go to the beach. We do those things. That's good. But try to do something different. Like you said, go visit some of the state parks. They have a lot of state parks around here that has some great history, and just a day trip.
Yeah.
Just change the environment and go do
Most
something
definitely.
different. So get out and do something different. It's always good to learn about something different. All right, guys.
Most
So
definitely.
but be safe out there.
Be safe.
Hydrate. Make sure you put in the right sunscreen on your body of the amount that you need and how long you're going to be out there. So, but just be safe, because these are record number highs. This is nothing like we have experienced before. I mean, not only is this hot, it's real bright.
Yeah.
So just be careful out there. All right.
All right, guys. So listen, we thank you for listening to Health Matters right here every Saturday at 9 a.m. with us. We want you to like our Facebook page at Get Fit with Jackie Fitness and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Health Matters Jackie and Coach.
Okay, guys, remember, we're here to help you to become the better you, to be the best you that you can be. We like to leave you with 3 John 2. Beloved, wish above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper. Guys, you have a blessed and wonderful weekend. Talk to you later.
Health is life. Your health matters. You matter. Health begins in the spirit and the mind. Take time to love you. Live well. Be well.
Yeah, let's go.
Health matters to me.
Come on, get up, cause you tuned into the station for your morning motivation to get your education for your health and your spiritual needs.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, strong will to empower the people, to promote the peace, no positive attitudes, behavior, that's a lifelong dream goals.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, health matters and we're here to help you become the better you, to be the best you, the best version you can be.
Health matters to me.
Yeah, and it's time for this classic, fantastic food for your soul. Here's Jackie and Coach Patrick right here, let's go.
Health matters to me.